What's up, I'm Eli Swims. I'm an artist, producer, and engineer, and I'm the founder of Impala Collective. My biggest artistic influences, probably Saba for sure, Zay Rashad, Mick Jenkins, like the more chill rap. I also have been liking a lot of Boslin for more auto-tune, almost Travis Scott style. Kid Cudi, 100% an influence, especially in my production. D Smoke has a lot of more live drums. I love that kind of aspect. So yeah, those are probably my top influences. A lot of times I find my inspiration just going out, personal experience, my friends' experiences. I take a lot of them and try to understand how they're feeling through my own art, through my own writing. It helps me connect with them more. So just like my experiences in life in general and throughout other people that I'm around, like their experiences. I'm definitely a night owl. I can't do anything during the day. I can't even focus during the day at all. So I sort of have to keep my mind busy until it becomes maybe like 9:30 to like 3 o'clock in the morning. That's definitely my sweet spot. That's when I get the most work done. What motivates me is definitely the guys around me. Just seeing how hard they all work. It makes me want to work harder. It makes me want to push myself to the limits and see how far we could go as a team. Because without them, like none of this would be possible. So definitely motivates me seeing all the work that they put in. Yeah, for sure. My style has definitely changed tremendously over time. I used to just skill in general. I used to write for 6-7 years ago, and it wasn't particularly good. But you know, after listening and actually more than just listening to music, studying the game, it's definitely something that changes your style and changes your skill as an artist, as a producer. So yeah, it's definitely gone from just like more almost cringy, cheesy lines to I think something more in depth and something that could pull more emotion out of the listener. It was probably when Fast and Furious came out. I forgot which Fast and Furious it was, but We Own It was one of the songs on the track list. And me and all my friends in elementary school were bumping that like crazy. We learned all the lyrics, we knew the entire song front to back, and we all loved the Fast and Furious movie. So it was just, that was definitely one of my first times actually falling in love with a song and like learning it line for line, bar for bar. And that was one of my first experiences with hip hop music in general. So that definitely sticks out to me. My dream project is probably just working with my inspirations, you know, Saba, Zay Rashad, Mick Jenkins, Coda the Friend is a huge inspiration. Working with any of them, that's definitely something that I'd love to do, even for a song or anything more than that. Usually I'll think of a random line and I'll think it's really good, and that one line will inspire what emotion I want to bring out of the song and what kind of production. So I'll start with one line, I'll start with one line and then I'll find a loop, and usually I write over just a loop, just like a sample. I'll usually just write over a melody and add drums after, either starting with one line and then finding the sample, or just starting straight from the sample is where I go. I don't add the drums till after probably like half the song's done. So it's a little bit of a weird process compared to what people usually do, but it works for me. Toronto is such an artistic city. Just going around and seeing things like the graffiti is really amazing. Seeing like street performers, seeing underground artists, producers at open mics, at small shows and bars, small venues downtown. It's all those things are really inspirational, and it makes me want to meet more creatives, and is one of the reasons why Impala Collective, I think, is something that is really good for the city, and Toronto is a big inspiration for why we started Impala Collective in the first place. Yeah, recently I haven't been watching a lot of shows or movies. But when I do, I definitely get attached, and whichever one I'm watching at the time definitely inspires me. Most recently it was Game of Thrones. I binged the whole thing, and that definitely got me in the mood to write some specific bars about the cast or about the storyline and things like that. So I think definitely like culture in general, maybe not as an inspiration for entire songs, but a line or two, a cool little bar is definitely inspired by movies. What distinguishes me is I'm me, right? Like the stories I tell, the lyrics I write, they're all from my life, from people around me. So this isn't something that someone else could say. This isn't something that someone else can tell. Like a lot of times the beats or the style of the song is very similar, and that's just how it is. Like every genre, like that's why there are genres, because people like making similar style music. But when it comes down to the actual story and the actual emotion of the song, no one can do it like me, because what I'm saying is my life and my story.